Leo, welcome. So this is your twin flame update for January 2019. Those of you who are coming over from my other channel, YILDIZ readings, welcome. Those of you who are new, welcome to the new channel that I'm launching. Now, as for during the month, I will be doing psychic updates as to what's going on with the twin collective. I am a psychic medium as well as a twin. If you are wanting to make a booking, you can go to the link directly below and it takes you through the whole process. Now, the energy that's coming through for you guys, be very mindful. I will, during the live sessions, update you as to the astrology. Now, if you want to look at the basic energies of what's going on in your own life, very much have a look at YILDIZ readings, because I do the general readings, which is an overview of everything. As well as if you are dealing with other energies, I will try and incorporate those into the reading. And I'm feeling this is a very interesting read. For some of you who are Leo, it might be your inner connection. You know this person isn't your twin and you're like, right, I'm stuck. I need to get out of it. Others of you, I do feel spiritually there is a transformation. It's out of one situation and into another. Again, it can be just knowing that there is an old karmic cycle that's tying up and you're meditating back upon it. But some of you very much are leaving one direct situation and going on another, or have done that transition, and perhaps there's external influences that aren't supporting this. So it's becoming quite problematic. Now, it's very interesting because two cards are connecting the dots with family-related dynamics, where there's an interference in some shape or form of their opinion between what you feel is a connection and what perhaps you have in a basis of a connection. So it might just be their mindsets of what they feel spiritually you should have as a relationship. It can be opinions directly affecting your base chakra within family, within a marriage. Whatever you are dealing with, it's base chakra related. So it's trying to get grounded and cemented in. It can merely be your thought processes and your patterns. We're coming into the 6th having a partial eclipse, and on the 20th we're going to have a total lunar eclipse, and it is going to be in blood moon energy. And really from this month forward till the end of February, it does have a lot of transits. Now, when I say transits, you know, I'll explain it in the live sessions. It'll be easier. Regardless of that factor, our transformations from 2018 to now sort of ties up in a karmic sense by March. Dealing with that frequency, any aspects of communication, any opinions, any old purges, we're sort of finalising that. And it does very much feel the supposed new year starts in March. Don't ask me why, that's the download I've had. Now, when it does come to this clash, the karmic energy of what you're going to learn through this is you're going to make it through the storm, okay? Anything worth having is worth fighting for. Yes, you need the clarity and the light. Sometimes things are in the dark, but you have the inner knowing. So whatever you spiritually feel is correct for you, I feel you're going to move towards. I feel quite fiercely. Now, it can be, in general, you're being cruel to yourself and allowing this frequency. And perhaps in a karmic sense, you're realizing that, yes, there's light after a storm, but in the past, perhaps family is saying to you, don't you remember what you went through? Haven't we all had that? Your friends, perhaps, that are like kin. Are you tripping? Do you think you should be doing this? If you can get grounded, right, and ground your base chakra, whatever makes you feel safe in family, in the old paradigms was probably codependent frequency. What does make us safe within our families is healthy boundaries, healthy communication, awareness of oneself, as well as not tolerating any BS. Now, it's not that you can actually change the individuals, but coming to that enlightened state, we can very much become grounded and deal with the conflict better. And it doesn't impact our base chakra then, because we know they're old ties of past lives, stemming down generation to generation as well in this 3-day. If we can break those patterns within ourselves, we break that whole cycle for future generations. So by looking at what has unhinged us in the old aspect of the paradigms, we can look at it and go, okay, I have my own mind. Yes, I have my own pain body. I have my own ego and it tells me what I should and shouldn't be doing, but is that due to base chakra, okay, from family conditioning? This is not in the upright position, and that's why I'm feeling it's a blockage, but it's going to test you. But what's going to break you is going to make you, because you will see there's light at the end of the tunnel through what you're going to learn in the next 2 weeks. So any crap going on with people being very manipulative, moody, having their attitudes towards you in relation to your twin flame path or what they feel you should be doing, I feel you're going to get quite cross at that, and it's simmering under the surface. Now, it's making you cross, but you do have power to do something about it by regaining your faith in yourself to change that frequency around. But it can also be that you're hearing something in relation to what's going on with your twin, but you still have direct faith in them. And this can be something, even though it's coming over on your side of the read, it may be you are aware that they're in a connection and they're coming out of one, but it could be on your side too, because we are dual, so energies can bounce. Very much you know to the core that within a connection that you're currently in, yes, it's very kind and it's committed. It can be for some of you, you are in that. It could also be on the 3D level, you're saying that your twin is in a committed connection and you're thinking, well, maybe this is quite grounded. Maybe we're not as solid as I thought we were. But you do have coming up on your side divine union, okay? And this person is a fighter. Both of you are. And this is the test you're going through. Some of you may, in general, be in a connection right now. Now, also, you do know there may be offers coming in around you. You may currently be in a relationship. You may not be with your twin, but you also know the spiritual connection, but you're questioning. Can this become cemented in the 3D? Can it become grounded? Look at your needs within the base chakra and see whether you can fill those needs separately to twin, and that can bring the balance about. Through this process, you're going to discover a lot about yourself, but you also, and that is part of the twin flame journey too. It's like, wow, okay, I didn't know I could handle that. Thanks for that lesson. It's not about a person, how do I put it? At times we're conditioned within the 3D, this person has hurt me, this person has betrayed me, so therefore there's no love. And that's actually not true. That's an egoic state. Not one of us own each other. I'm not condoning open relationships, but some people do prefer to have open relationships. But through the karmic energy, that can come through, okay? When we're healing through that, we realize at a spiritual sense, some of these things happen because we felt spiritually lack within due to our pain body. And that can occur. And when that does, it takes us back to feeling imbalanced, right? And when we feel imbalanced, it knocks off our center of feeling grounded, feeling safe, feeling welcomed. But again, what it does trigger is old energies from our family. Mother, father, kin, adopted parents, where people perhaps left us and betrayed us. It can even affect your fertility, so to speak, when the base chakra is out. From a spiritual, holistic point of view, not a medical point of view. You go to a doctor for that, not a doctor. Ultimately speaking, what you're learning is where you can fill that cup so that when twin does come and the communication's there, you never feel that lack because you always know you're okay, and then it's purely love. But then they have that understanding that no matter what they do, they have to come correct, and that goes both ways. Now, in the past, there were betrayals, perhaps in your own family growing up. Perhaps you're feeling quite betrayed by the lack of support with your family, but that's coming to an end because there is light at the end of the tunnel. So if you're feeling stuck in between a rock and a hard place in choosing a way to proceed forward and that you feel maybe spiritually you won't be supported, it won't matter, because as long as you have your base chakra grounded and you are surrounding yourself and communicating your truth, they have no choice but to move with you. And if they don't, they'll be left behind. Because as long as you have, and it's not us getting to a point where we are so unreliant on other people that we become, how do I put it, closed off from the external. That's really not healthy to be in that frequency. But to be in your truth frequency, without it being an egoic state, that's very healthy, because then you're living in truth. But I do feel there could be some of you leaving one situation and moving into another. Can also be meditating upon past tense frequencies or directly what's going on with your twin. Now, counterpart's energy is coming to a place of balance. Can be ascension, but there is a point where they're wanting this connection to go to the next level. They're also dealing with, funny enough, family-related dynamics, inheritance, birthrights, emotions, which is interesting because you have base chakra coming up. Now, they may be becoming more balanced within their family. It might be they're spending time with family, but they're having an understanding of how important it is to balance that frequency, to fix it. And we can't really fix it, but we can make peace with it and then choose to interact with them in a particular manner or remove ourselves in a particular manner. Some of them may be also moving away from being emotional in relation to something that transpired, and the joyfulness may not be coming from the family at all, but from self. If you are in a karmic relationship, I feel your twin is very tempted. They may also feel that you're being, if you are communicating with them, they're frustrated by this because they want you to become incorrect. So they're not feeling the abundant energy within it. Now, this can go, again, both ways. It can even be the feeling of the past where you invested elsewhere and that triggered them, so to speak, and vice versa. Just really meditating upon the past and looking at where to move from here, which is very normal come January. You really feel, counterpart, that you wish your twin to take the bull by the horns, and you're waiting. You're waiting for this to move. Now, the energy, again, can bounce back and forward, where your counterpart knows that this is what's needed by them. There is meditation of third-party energy, so it can be if one of you are in a karmic relationship that both are aware, and really looking at it like you need to move forward, but knowing that you have to leave a connection in order to be in another one. And this can go, again, on either side. Now, the connection can be work. The connection can be dealing with BS with family. Any false start is due to false frequency. Once that false frequency is released on your side or theirs, you have communication in reverse. Now, this can be two things. You're either choosing not to communicate because you know that there is perhaps another energy there and it's a false frequency. So you're reserving your rights to communicate and allowing this person to deal with the conflict, to get grounded, to communicate with you. Tune into why you feel spiritually there is a lack of communication, but it feels on your side. But again, the energies can jump. If there's no communication, you may intuitively know it's due to something going on in their life. But what you are going to learn through the next 2 weeks is look inside yourself, not outside yourself. Intuitively know. You know, although you're not communicating, you may intuitively know the reasons why you're drawn not to communicate, but it can go vice versa, and it may be you know why there is no communication. It's part of their journey to finalize situations on the Leo side, and that can be on your side too, to create the divine order. You're not in the aspect of pain body, you're more in the aspect of awareness. Some of you are even in the state of release, which is actually really healthy. Yeah, you're not in despair. You're like, okay, what's going to be is going to be. I'm going to deal with me. And it can be that by the end of the 2 weeks, you're looking at the light within yourself and taking your power back, not communicating through negative energy, but really being in your own frequency of knowing that what you invest in yourself is what you're going to get out, which is interesting because the energy between you is what you put in is what you get out. It might be that there is currently financial blocks going on that you're working to achieve a healthy foundation. And also knowing that at a base chakra level, there may be dynamics around family going through the dark to come to the light to balance this. There is going to be a change to the better at the heart of it. And it can be that an offer is going to be made, but you need to take some time to meditate upon what it is before communicating yes or no, I believe. And that's probably why the throat chakra is in reverse. It may also be that for some of you, you're not feeling grounded enough yet, and you're wanting to know that this isn't a whim. You want to know that this person is really ready for this, and that may be why some of you are choosing not to be intimate because you're trying to get grounded. Some of you also might be doing this in your own lives where you're disconnecting to get balanced, be it you're in a connection or you're not. And I'm seeing moon energy, but it feels more at the total lunar eclipse. There can be a transformation. You may feel a bit more grounded after that point. It can be a tipping point. And that's around the 20th, I believe, or the 24th. Can't remember now. Some of you may be seeing each other or wishing to. And your counterpart will be more grounded, which is interesting because I did say that although for your counterpart's energy we had the throat chakra, I believed it was more the intuition. That's where the grounding comes from. Not being up in your head. Both of you are going to feel more grounded, but it's after this transit. It's after this month. I don't feel it's just 2 weeks. I feel this is a movement forward. We do have, this month is very much connected to births, deaths, debt, and sex. Probably get in trouble for saying that on YouTube. So yeah, some things can be coming a left field. That can be at a financial level, especially when it comes to inheritance. You know, some may be dealing with past tense energies of people that passed over. I do feel if the communication is coming in, you need to be very grounded and not jump the gun when it comes to making decisions of how to proceed forward. You need to absorb the information like hand cream and not be intimate just on a whim of nostalgia. You know, using your core body as a spiritual vessel. If you feel drawn to, you can. You have your own energy core field. You know what you feel is spiritually correct for you. But if you even know there's an aspect of conflict, don't create more. We want to go into the new year with less conflict than more. But I do feel there's movement forward. But I do feel the crossroad is making that choice in order to move that forward. Now, if you have been in communication with twin, I feel it's in relation to tying up loose ends. And the communication might be past tense frequencies and where they blocked the journey. Others of you may merely be having this in a sense of a download when twin is purging these frequencies. So try and keep grounded, especially since this month can be quite energetic. I'll try and come to you live for the support during those times when the trigger points come through. Love and light, and I will see you during the month.